Welcome to this third Hyperlocal Bible of 2025. A variety of subjects discussed today. People aren't always going to be that keen on adverts on your site, and there's ways of approaching it. Is say, for example, as we have, you've got AdSense, and some people just don't like that. It'll be on your site, they'll be clicking a story, and then suddenly an advert turns up. So people will, in my experience, people will contact say, I'm no longer going to look at your site because of the adverts. And I guess that's something people might have to expect. And every reader is a valued reader, every viewer. So it's up to yourselves whether you're minded to say, I'm sorry about that, and thank you for your feedback. Some people might not like some of the adverts, and then you've got to make those decisions. But I guess you will defend yourself, saying, "I need advertising. Advertising is what keeps the site afloat." But it is something that people might have to realise. People might want to just brush it off. There's adverts, but I guess it's if they feel it's intrusive. And I think there's a line. Some become unreadable. Ours don't, but some can be, in my opinion. But they feel it's unreadable. They're all over the place. But it's a line, etc. And I guess the iron rule is every reader, every viewer is vital in that way, and be treated as the viewer, as the reader. That's certainly the way I approach that. And I guess I go back to December the 25th, 2008, when I just had your thorough. I think it's a very, very, very early days. I think on that day we had 8 page views. So, yesterday your Harlow, 21,000 page views, but it's still that reader. And I feel it has to be a mantra. If you dismiss one, you dismiss 21,000, and you'll find yourself back to 8 page views quicker than you thought. So there's that. Is one thing that's on my mind today. Another thing is, and I guess there's another frustration, is, and I go back to our incident January the 1st, where police car, I think I was talking about seeing a police car and trying to get the location of what the incident was. So initially, I'm not talking about locations and police, but then eventually tagging it down. But one of the things, again, it's a challenge for the police, but I'll ask them for a statement, and they'll say police were searched. They'll be quite vanilla in the statement they gave me. The police mean the press office. A man approached somebody about a stolen bike, and then there was a bit of a confrontation, and then 2 people made off, arrested on suspicion of GBH, etc., grievous bodily harm, and then released on bail, blah blah blah, etc. And so that was what they gave me. So that's what I've got. I've got my picture of a police car in a cycle track, and I've got that. And in many ways, that's fine by me for now. One of the maybe problems, challenges for the police, but it can be our frustration as well, is that they'll have cops in an area like Harlow and have a Facebook page, Essex Police Harlow District, and they'll write more or less a different version. I say more colour, but it may confuse the issue, because now they've got somebody with a machete. Now they've said it's a particular place, Nicholsfield, and it just, they brought the machete into this, and I'm minded, I haven't done yet, but minded to ask more questions. Say, who had the machete? How many people said there was a machete? Where is that machete? Is there? And I imagine there's a reason that the professional communicators, have sent a version to me. And I think they would never say this, but they probably say, well, I'm never minded to go out and investigate crimes. And they make it frustrated that people who do investigate crimes do comms, and skill sets, isn't it? It's skill sets, and that can be frustrating. So, I know lots of people in comms talk about same hymn sheet. You can be a council, and they would want the council officers' comms to talk about housing, about mould in housing, A, B, C. And that's what they say. And I'll ask the portfolio holder for a statement on mould in housing. Portfolio holder for housing, clue in that. they would be disappointed and frustrated. He then has his own Facebook page. He starts talking about mould in housing, and it's just not the same. It can be a Atlantic Ocean difference, or it can just be a small stream, but it just creates that frustration. And sometimes I would like to input to them saying, could we have the same hymn sheets here? Because lots of organisations do, and you may want to reflect why you're different. So those are just two issues that have come today. These are Hyperlocal Bibles. I think I'll upload on YouTube and the word a podcast. I haven't really sorted that out yet. I'm learning as I go, and that might be tomorrow's Hyperlocal Bible. And I'll keep the mantras, just a diary of 2025. As I said, if one person looks at it, that's great. If not, there we are. But this is January 3rd, 2025. Thank you very much.